How do you intro a video again? I forgot. Hey guys, it's time to do more high quality content and watch videos for content. I work so hard. All jokes aside, a YouTuber by the name of Steven is cool, or Steven is cool. I never know how to pronounce it when it's with a PH, because I'm illiterate. Created a video titled, I created lowercase numbers. But they're wrong, because I created them first. This video was uploaded in September. My video came out first. And I don't like it when people copy me. All jokes aside, again, they actually credited me in the description, which I only just noticed before recording this. I thought they just happened to have the same idea as me. Regardless, their channel is on the smaller side, and their content seems... I haven't watched any of their videos. This is going to be the first video of theirs I'm watching, but if I like this one, I'll probably check out some of their other stuff. It seems pretty... Their like, ideas seem pretty cool. And so on top of reacting to this, I also wanted to give them a shout out because there's a good chance, based on just sheerly talking in terms of channel sizes, that this video might get more views than the original video already has. And I don't like the idea of, even if I'm transforming like the content by reacting when I react to it, I don't want to get more views than them. That just feels unfair because they did all the work and I'm sitting here watching all the work they did. I don't know how long my reaction is going to be in comparison to the actual video, but the actual video is 11 minutes long, and if you like anything you see, please do go check them out. I'll have them linked in the description, and please go drop a subscription at the very least. But without further ado, let's yeah.
Uppercase and lowercase letters.
True.
We all know about it, right?
True.
Very common thing when you're writing down words.
I'm not going to disagree. It is pretty common to write letters when you're writing words.
But have you ever asked yourself, why isn't there uppercase and lowercase numbers?
I have.
Now, to my surprise, there actually are cases of like lowercase numbers, but they're a little complicated.
Okay, yeah, let me address this so I'm not just, sitting here watching the video. I got a lot of comments on my lowercase numbers video discussing what, like how that they already exist. And then even on the middle case letters video, when I said in the intro, I designed lowercase numbers, which clearly didn't exist. I got so many people, some of which were like pretty, or at least seemed pretty angry, being like, actually lowercase numbers already exist. And I think what people were referring to is like subscripts and like when numbers in certain fonts are typed lower and stuff. Because I don't know, maybe someone out there was referring to like some ancient design for lowercase numbers that was actually a thing. But most of the comments, at least from what I could tell, were referring to subscript and like just smaller numbers in fonts. And that doesn't count. That's boring. Yes, I'm pulling out the whiteboard. If uppercase A and lowercase a were just that, and like it was the same for all the letters, I mean, it C's a bad example, but you know what I'm saying. That would be so monotonous and lame. And so the fact that people think that counts for numbers really got on my nerves. I forgot to grab an eraser for the whiteboard, so now I need to stand up. I work so hard. Hakuna Matata. What a wonderful phrase. It means no worries for the rest of your days. It's a problem-free philosophy. Hakuna Matata. I haven't seen The Lion King in a minute.
In certain fonts such as Georgia or Adobe Garamond, there are what are called text figures, which are essentially numbers
this is what I'm
that
talking about.
are either smaller or they're just misplaced to kind of give the effect of lowercase.
But the thing is, within those fonts, the numbers aren't even... There's not separate cases. They just move the numbers around. Like if it is a smaller one or like a 7 that gets moved beneath the line, because I know a lot of fonts do that, it's not a separate character. It's not a separate that you can't type a regular 7 and then the 7 that goes beneath the line. You can only type 7. So it's not really a lowercase if it's the only case.
However, these are only specific to one font, and that font doesn't have uppercase numbers to go with it.
I like this guy.
Well, I'm going to make one font of uppercase and lowercase numbers, and I will truly create true lowercase numbers today.
Hell yeah.
Starting with the number 1.
Oh yeah.
So normally we write the number 1 as either just a straight line or we add, some fancy stuff to it. And so for my font, we are going to be scrapping that that line because that's just a lowercase L.
Bold, but I honestly agree. I bring up the fact that like a lot of characters get confused with each other all the time, and I use that as a reason to justify designing certain things the way I do. There's only one case where I actually despise it, and that's uppercase I just being a straight line. In a lot of these cases where things look similar and can get confused, because that's the way that things are, I just like tend to hold off and just try to do a new thing entirely rather than scrapping the existing system or changing the existing system. There's some exceptions, but you know what I mean. So other than I think I typically respect the pre-existing rules of letter and number writing. However, a lot of people said on the video that I should have just made the straight line one the lowercase one. I can totally understand that. It was just not what I wanted to do. I wanted to present something a little more creative, but I totally get why people, I don't think that's what they're gonna do. It might be what they do, but I'm just talking generally. I understand the idea of scrapping the straight line one.
And for this lowercase one, I'll just show you.
Ooh.
Oh, crap.
Okay, you know what? Honestly, I think, you know what? I actually don't hate that. I think it's a little prone to get confused with, okay, hold on. Now that I think about it, not that I ever heed certain fonts because I did design some letters in the middle case video that already look like pre-existing letters in different fonts, but I think that a lot of fonts actually do lowercase I as like a 1, if I remember correctly. I think not like, yeah, it's more subtle. It's more like this. Not this is stupid, but a lot of fonts do lowercase I like this. But I think those fonts are dumb and pretentious. So I think that's actually doing it like this, lowercase 1, and then keeping the line only on the uppercase. That's really slick. I like that. I like that a lot, Loki.
So it's essentially just a lowercase I with an extra little thing. Now, if you draw your lowercase i's like this, then you're the problem, all right?
That's what I'm saying. I like this guy.
The number 2. Now, some people write them like this. However, we're doing our own font, and so any other variation of 2 that I don't like do, it's not correct, all right? It's just false, right?
I was following their reasoning. I was like, oh, yeah, if you're designing your own, because I never present my videos designing my own font. I just present them as designing the status quo. If you're going by font design, then it's totally fine to just adopt only one design. That's why in my case, I only account for different ways of writing it sometimes, and then other times I just throw out, oh, it's wrong. But then in this case, it's my own font, but the other design is still wrong. He's just inserting their own opinion into the mix.
And so for the 2, I kind of thought of some variations, but I've kind of seen it already done, because I'm not really the only YouTuber that's done this. I've had this idea for literally ever. I'm only just now getting to it. And so if you think I'm copying someone, I'm technically not, but I was almost inspired to actually do it by another YouTuber, so I don't know.
Was it me? No, I absolutely don't think that a lot of people had this idea before. There's another YouTuber, Oates Jenkins, I believe. Actually, that would be another. Would you guys want to see me react to some of their videos? A lot of people have said that I'm similar to their content style. I haven't watched any of their videos, but I know that they did do lowercase. I'm gonna go on a side tangent here real quick. Some random guy, I hope they're not watching this video because I don't want them to know that I remember this, whatever. Some random guy, I was like out and about, like running errands. I was not home. And some random guy joins my Discord, and I was just happened to be like typing, like I was on my phone. I was just like messaging random people because I wasn't driving. Although texting and driving is super fun. They joined and were just like hard accusing me of copying Oates Jenkins' designs for lowercase numbers. And I did look at their designs for lowercase numbers, and my designs were really similar in a lot of regards. But it's like, I guess my excuse was like, what else are you gonna like default to for a lowercase 3 or a lowercase like 1? Like I feel like a lot of the designs just end like, it's just like the idea that I directly copied them instead of the fact that, you know, designing lowercase letters, simplifying an existing symbol isn't gonna lead to a lot of different routes. I don't know. They were just really adamant about it. I remember I was like crying laughing because they were so like pestered about it for some reason. Anyway, all that to say, yeah, I absolutely don't believe that Stephen here has copied my designs or anyone's designs for that matter, or the idea or anything. That's why I'm here. I'm reacting because I want to see what their designs are. And if they're similar, so be it.
So for this, it's literally just a small one too.
I had the same idea when I did my video. I was like, you know, a lot of letters just shrink themselves, so I could do that for 2. I think I ended up doing that for 7, but I put 7 beneath the line, and then I did that for 0. 0, I think, was the most obvious case. 0, it was like, what else am I gonna do? And it was just funny because it would get confused with all that. I just thought that was funny. But I totally understand doing that for 2. I think my logic for 2 was that, you know, you have L, which gets rid of this line, and then 2, you can get rid of that line. That was my logic for, that's not what it looked like. That was my logic behind it, and so I think I said that in the video. Maybe I didn't, regardless.
So now we have
the next number, 4.
3.
Oops,
now 3, I
about
thought
3.
long and hard. I wasn't entirely sure what to do. I kind of at first thought, since it's like B, but without the line, it should just be lowercase b without the line as well.
Yep.
And then I thought that was stupid.
my logic.
But then I didn't. And
Okay, see, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. That was my design. That was Oates Jenkins' design. Now it's Stephen's design as well. That is the obvious solution for lowercase 3. I didn't come up with it. Like, it's not like, or I guess I did, but like not by means of like super creative thinking. I'm like so happy with that as lowercase 3 because it's rare where I'll make, well, it's not rare, but what I really try to do when I design new things is make them retain the like aesthetic and vibe of whatever they're meant to be. And it's C, but backwards, right? But it still really feels like 3. And it's just the most logical step, especially when you apply, you know, the B rule. I don't know. I'm just really happy with that design, even though it is probably the most uncreative out of everything in that video.
now here is one I think is actually pretty good. The number 4 has a lot of, you know, variations. It has that. It has that. And actually, I think that's it. There's probably another version of it in a different font.
There's a lot. Okay, so hold on. There's the 2 like main ones. This is the correct answer, obviously. But then I've also seen people do this. I guess you could also like do that. Like just switch which one is longer. Like there's a lot of designs for 4. And so I was really proud that my lowercase 4 worked for all of them. So let's see what, I think that's where Stephen is going, but I'm curious if it's the same or not.
And this is one of those cases where I'm like, I like this 4. Due to my love for Marvel, I had to bring it into the canon of my numbers. It's a lowercase 4. I think this just makes sense. It brings the variation of the number to it. And it's a lot more unique than like the 2. I think this one just suits the lowercase. It's just a slightly different 4.
Again, like I said with 1, I would totally understand just saying, if you write one like this, too bad that's lowercase now, and this is uppercase. Doing it for 4, like, I feel like there's a bit of a dilemma, because I don't even know which one I would pick for uppercase 4. I can understand just wanting to do one or the other, but, like, I don't even know what I would pick. And I don't really like the idea of just saying, screw it, this one is uppercase, and this one's lowercase, or vice versa. But I also, I can get where they're coming from. I understand their motives. It doesn't piss me off like a lot of the highest case letters in Doodle Digest's video did, but it doesn't make me happy.
So for the number 5, it just looks like a backwards 2, which is an S, but different. And for this, once again,
entirely valid. 5 was a really confusing one. I think 5 is, besides 0, I think 5 is the most valid one for that to be the case.
now this might just be my most unique one yet.
I'm intrigued.
The number 6, I thought of so many things. Then I started to remember G, it's lowercase, looks nothing like it.
True.
It's nothing like it, right?
True.
And so I decided,
That was my reasoning for 5. So I'm kind of nervous where this is going for 6.
I'm gonna make my own unique symbol. And that's what I've done. That's lowercase 6. Now you might be like, that looks nothing like a 6. That should be nothing like a 6.
That looks nothing like a 6. Is it crazy to say that I like it? So little fun fact actually. My design for middle case X, that being the hourglass, that was originally what it was just that. And so here's the thing. Obviously, it looks nothing like 6. Like I needed to say that out loud. But I think it really carries the vibe of 6. And I think that's mostly because 6. But even so, like, this just really has a 6 vibe to it. And I have no reason as to why, but it really, I don't know, it just resonates with me a lot in terms of the number 6. I'm actually jealous I didn't think of that, because now that it's been put next to 6, it meshes so well for me. And I can't believe when I designed it for as middle case X that didn't, like, I'm actually mad that didn't occur to me. I guess it was too late at that point because the lowercase number video had already come out, but like still. What was my design for lowercase 6? It was that. I mean, that's like funny, but as like a serious design, like, I'm jealous. Round of applause for Steven. I already liked the video. I wish I could like it again. There's probably some of you screaming at me right now, being like, how the hell does that feel like a 6 to you? But to me, that feels like 6, and I'm disappointed in myself for not realizing that feels like 6 as much as it does for me. I wish I could redo my designs for my video.
But like I said, it's a unique symbol.
Exactly. Like, it doesn't have to abide by the rules all the time. I think most of the lowercase numbers should abide by look similar, because a lot of letters look similar, but there's got to be a few exceptions. Like, my lowercase 5 was one of the exceptions.
But I mean, it's pretty easy to make, just like that. Heck, it could be round if you really want it to, but I decided to make it more triangular.
No, it's got to be, no. Okay, if it's round, that doesn't do it for me. When it's triangular, that's more 6-like. What am I talking about? I'm sitting here in my room watching a video about lowercase numbers, and I don't know why this struck me on such a personal level, but it has, and what is happening?
Number 7 is where we decide to pull out the line. Ultimately, this is the probably most ununique one I've ever thought of. So this is our 7, or if you want to be
do we got another same one?
dumb, you can put a line through it.
No. Okay, wait, hold on. Let's not be a line through the 7 hater. You don't have to do it. I think in my video, I proposed that if we were to adopt my designs, we would change uppercase 7 to have the line. But as it stands right now, we don't have lowercase numbers. So it's okay if you write the 7 with the line through it. In fact, I almost have more respect for the people that do, but I don't feel particularly strong about the line itself. I just don't hate the people who write it. Let's share some positivity about the number 7.
The lowercase is...
Yeah, same design. So it just works out. It just works out that way. It works best that way. I think it just makes the most sense that way.
Now, if you thought 6 was weird, you're going to hate 8. But I think this one's unique, and I think this one just adds so much variety to digits we use.
Okay.
But this one takes inspiration from this symbol.
What? Okay, before they showed that, I was gonna say I'm really proud of my lowercase 8 design. Not because it's super original, especially when you compare it to like O's with the dots above them and stuff, but I'm just really happy with the train of logic that led me to it. And that's probably my favorite out of all my designs, even more so than 4. And I did really like my design for 4, but 8 was easily my favorite. I mean, just look at it. It's just a little, right? Like, that just works out so nicely, and it looks so great side by side. Anyway, that's what I was gonna say, and then they showed... I'm kind of scared, like, get it away from me. I'm nervous now. Steven, don't screw this up. You got this, man.
Something like that. You might be like, that looks nothing like an 8. And that you would be completely correct.
No, actually, I'm gonna disagree with you on that. It looks like an 8 because all you've done is you took the 8 and you like took a pair of scissors and you cut it right here. So then the lines like sprung, because it's like tightly wound. So the lines sprung out, or whatever the design is. What I'm more confused by is because when you wrote it on the line, you wrote it like this. Does it go beneath whatever characters before it? In that case, I have some concerns, questions, and or complaints, but let's find out.
Essentially, this number just goes underneath the previous digit.
Okay, so it does. So my initial thing was, okay, well, what if there's like a lowercase y or g in front? That is terrible. And then I realized, wait, no, you're not going to end up with lowercase letters alongside numbers that frequently. So that doesn't really work for letters. But then I went, oh no, in this very video, Stephen proposed 7 go beneath the line, which means that that would be a potential thing you could do. And I don't like that. In isolation, looking purely at if 8 was the only number and the only text character, I'm okay with the thought process. But the second you add in one other letter or number, I don't like it anymore.
As for our last just normal number, we have 9. And for 9, I kind of took inspiration from the letter G. As you can see, this is a G, and this is a lowercase g. And so I kind of took the principle of 9 kind of being like this sometimes too, and it just looks like a lowercase g. And so I thought, for a lowercase 9, why not just make it G? Kind of messed it up.
That is, hold on, completely unrelated to the topic at hand. That is the nicest G I've ever seen. It's backwards, but like the circle is almost perfect, and the crease where the line starts, that looks gorgeous. That's a work of art. Frame that, put it in a museum. Okay, that being said, no, absolutely not. 9. Oh God, don't put that in a museum. No. And I can't really tell you why, just no.
It's essentially a backwards capital G, but without that extra line, and it's smaller. This one is kind of just me being goofy.
You know what? I respect their motives. Goof is a hell of a drug, so totally okay, I guess. It's not hurting anybody. Yet.
And last, but quite literally least, is 0. For this 0, I decided to just take inspiration from 7, and it's literally... I thought about making it like a smaller 0 with like the line through it or something, and I like that idea, but I think everyone would think of that. And doing it under the line just makes it unique, except for 7. So yeah, there you go.
Fair enough. Can't argue with that. Yeah, I mean, I was kind of done with the video too at that point. I was like, what am I gonna do for 0, man? I get it. It makes sense. It's fine.
Now you might be wondering, what case am I going to use these lowercase numbers for? Like, when on earth am I ever going to use it? Well, yes. I have just the case. So we know that uppercase letters usually start a word or start a sentence, start a proper noun, whatever. And then the rest of the letters in that sentence or that word is lowercase. And so I think it's going to be the exact same for numbers. Although you can still write them in full uppercase, grammatically, it'd be proper to use the rest as lowercase. So 100,007, the first letter is going to be capitalized.
Now, where have I seen that before? I'm just kidding, obviously. That's the exact same system, and it's, I think, the most reasonable conclusion to draw. And the more that I look back and reflect on that use case, like, the happier I am with it. I really like the idea of just abolishing commas within numbers. I think it's a really fun use case scenario.
I think lowercase numbers are going to be more for adding like a quiet effect, a nonchalant effect to numbers.
Nonchalant numbers, hell yeah.
Making YouTube videos is fun for me, and now I am back in college, and I have more time to make videos, which makes 0 sense. You'd think college would take up more time, but no.
Hell yeah. So I actually saw, same channel, did another video, and that's actually how I got notified of this one, because they uploaded and tagged me in the other one. And I guess they updated, actually now that I think about it, they updated the description of this one to tag me, because I would have gotten tagged for it and I would have noticed it. Unless I'm just blind and I never noticed it. Because I do check my mentions on YouTube probably more often than I should. So I didn't see this one until they tagged me in the other video. And the other video was designing middle case, uppest case, and lowest case all in a video. So incredible props to them, because that's a lot to do for one video. Definitely go check out Stephen is Cool. Great video. What would I rate it? Here, I'll give you my rating. I'll give this video an 8 out of 10. Just because the 9 bothered me and the 8 really bothered me. But you know what? That's okay. That's what opinions are for, disagreeing. I am really jealous of the 6, though. That's what's carrying the video for me personally, is the 6. Again, I've said it a million times. Please go check out Stephen is Cool. I've linked them in the description. Go give this video a like. Go subscribe if you're interested in watching more of their videos. Go watch more of their videos if you're interested in watching more of their videos. And let me know if you'd like me to react to any more of their content, or I think I said Oates Jenkins content, or Doodle Digest, any content that you think I would enjoy and that might pertain a little bit to what I make on my main channel. If you want to see me react to it, let me know, and I might. Yeah.